That was now that I just looked at it again for the first time. That was dumb. Megapod, man. This is the monthly gathering of supposed to be all of the individuals that pod with the team, but unfortunately, as normal, everybody's giving me reasons why they can't be here. But we do have Mastermind in the building. Thank you so much, sir.
It's what I do.
Appreciate you. And then we got my girl Jalen. She's in the building, muted.
Hey.
Hey, Jalen.
And you got Jalen number 2 down there, or Jay.
Oh, Jalen, say hi.
Hi. So, all right. So we've got a rundown of some pretty great stuff for the show today. I wanted to make sure we had some fun, and I want to make everybody to, I just wanted to have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Obviously, my bank account is hurting because of the Trump tariffs. We'll get into that later. I wanted to do a vacation recap with my boy Fame. He's not here, so I guess I'll have to do it on my own. Let's see, great cheap vacation locations, and that's kind of, if you kind of notice, the theme of this show this week is vacation. And I think we did a pretty great job of setting up a dope vacation that was super interesting that we didn't have to spend a lot of money on. And because I've had a lot of people hit me up and be like, yo, it seemed like y'all did a whole bunch of stuff. Y'all spent a whole bunch of money. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I just make it look good. Like, you just, you know what I mean? So they announced the Black Panther cast, and I want to show you guys who was casted. And I would like to have a discussion on, do you guys like it? Don't like it? All right. Passive aggressive co-workers, that's definitely a topic that we're going to talk about. The theory of Beyonce being a murderer in real life, which is wild. And what's your favorite cell phone, which I can't wait for this, and your bucket list vacation activities. So with that being said, Mastermind, where do you want to go first?
Where do I want to go first? I want to see this list, because if you talk about what I'm talking about, you got these people think we got an official list out there.
Well, I was on my social medias, and this list was on my timeline, and I was like, "Oh, really? They got a real cast?" I said, "All right, cool. So we going Wakanda first, huh? That's what we doing?"
Yeah.
Well,
we're going to Wakanda.
Why can't people have lists? I mean, like, let's go.
Well, yes. This is not a real list, but it is a list nonetheless. I just didn't want these people thinking this was the exact list. But when I saw the list, I was just like, okay, I see.
Are you one of the executives working on the Wakanda, you know what I'm saying, the Black Panther, son? Like,
how you mean? I just said I looked, and then they even tell you that this is not a real list.
Oh, okay. All right.
In the body of the paragraph. So, because I looked at it, I was just like, oh, this is not bad. This looks legit. They took like all the theories and rumors that were out there, put it together, and got some of the real people that's going to be producing it, and made this thing look nice and shiny and for real. But no, I have no problems with this cast. In all actualities, I have no problems with the cast. And I was just trying to, like Steve's on, I was just like, Senator Kelly, I was just like, yo, that is going to be some X-Men type stuff right there.
All right. So I would like to say I love people that really put time into creating something that's not real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because this looks official. So, all right. I'm going to run down the list real quick. And then Jalen can go first and tell us whether she likes the list or not, and then on the Mastermind. So Damson Idris is T'Challa, Black Panther. Letha Wright is Shuri, of course. Lupita Nyong'o is the name I cannot pronounce down here. So we're just going to move on. Everybody there you go. Winston Duke is M'Baku. As normal. These are all people that have been in previous films, obviously, with the exception of Damson. Nanai
Guerrera.
There you go. And then you've got the Hispanic guy from the last one that played Namor, and you've got Daniel Kaluuya. Wait a minute, Daniel Kaluuya was in the first two, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then you've got Martin Freeman in his normal role, and then here's two additions, which is Steve, whatever the guy's
Zahn.
last name, Senator Robert Kelly, and then obviously everybody's been wanting Denzel Washington. Even Denzel Washington said himself, "Hey, if you call me and the script is good, I'm in." He said that on camera, and it's been released to the public. So I don't see that as being a huge problem. So Pill, turn your phone sideways. Thank you so much. So, all right. So we're gonna start with Jalen. Jalen, what do you think about the list so far?
Oh, I think it's perfect. And Damson Idris as T'Challa. Hmm, love that.
Really?
Love
Okay.
everything about that.
You see how she's smiling?
Yeah, I'm still trying to understand why, but if she likes it, I love it. That's what's up. I
Look,
respect it.
what's understood ain't got to be explained.
Okay. All right.
Tell me my favorite hero.
I see you, Shorty.
Okay. All right, Mastermind, your go.
So like I said before, I really like this mock-up. Um, if you look at Denzel, he is going. They have him as a Chibe. All right. So if you read the first original run of Black Panther when it came back in the 90s, like I was in college in 94. So 94, 95, my comic book store told me about it when it came out. It was like, hey, I think you will like this. And I was just like, all right, I'll check it out. Man, first issue, crazy. Anyway, Achibe is a character almost like the Joker. It's an African jokester type, crazy bad guy. So if we're getting Denzel playing in this role, Denzel is going to be in his bag on this. Like if this was like a for real storyline, Denzel is going to eat this up. Just a black or African style Joker. Just put that in your mind. That's who Achieve is. All right. And
Okay.
then Senator Kelly has been an enemy. Has been an enemy of the X-Men. So if you look at the bottom when they're telling you about these cameo appearances, like Jodie Turner Smith as Aurora,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful black woman, and a lot of people have been saying she will make a great Storm. So basically, we are tying up a lot of stuff together in the MCU and bringing in the X-Men as well. So I like where they're going with it. Will Marvel do that? Probably not, but a lot is going to happen with the Thunderbolts coming out, and then with the next two major Avengers movies coming out. So we shall see.
Okay. Hey, Pill, how do you feel about the list? This is our current list of Wakanda Forever Reborn cast. This is not official, but this is what the people have said. I guess they wanted. What do you think?
Um. I think it's good. I think it's cool. It's just going to be hard to find a replacement for um brain fart. Uh,
For Braveheart.
You
no,
said
no, no,
brain
brain
fart.
fart. Damn,
T'Challa.
T'Challa, and they
T'Challa. What is his actual name?
send them send
Chadwick
see what they
Chadwick
gonna put.
Boseman.
That was awesome.
Chadwick Boseman. It's gonna be hard to replace that because that's what everybody's used to seeing. Uh, but I think it's dope. So did I miss the part where you asked who we thought should play
No.
T'Challa?
Nope.
We haven't gotten there yet, sir.
Oh, my fault, my fault. I jumped too far. I copy that.
Did you watch Snowfall?
Yeah, I watched Snowfall. I did watch a little bit of Snowfall. I did.
So
I have
you
not
don't
finished it.
think You don't think he would be a good T'Challa?
I think it's something that we just got to see because it's two different characters. I think it's two different characters, so it's like that's just like seeing if anybody saw Cross, it's like who thought he would have been that good of an actor? You know what I mean? Like who thought that dude would have killed that role like that? You know what I mean? So it's just having to see it. It's like so many different actors. It's just like Adam Sandler playing in Hidden Figures. You know what I mean? Who thought he could play a serious role? You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying. But that's where I'm at with it.
You
Okay,
bugging.
then.
All right, so my question is, all right, is there anybody missing from Black Hollywood that you guys feel like should be a part of this next project outside of obviously the people that are on the list?
I'm a big Donald Glover fan. I feel like Donald Glover should be somewhere in this universe.
Yeah.
I respect it, even though I don't know. I'm not mad. I think that's cool.
I just seen Donald Glover do it all. You know what I mean? So I just feel like he's being at this point. I feel like he's being snubbed out of Black Hollywood. You know what I mean? Because he's not given any roles.
That's crazy.
He's creating his own though.
Exactly.
I get that. That's true. That is true. He is creating his own situation.
And he is in the Sony Spider-Man MCU movie verse.
He should have been the next Spider-Man.
So there's that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
He doesn't have the physicality to play a superhero, but he could be a regular character. You know what I mean? But like, unless
that's what you work out for.
I think Spider-Man would be
the
only superhero he could be. Because Spider-Man has never just been ripped like that. Spider-Man is always dweeby. Like, if you look at all the movies, he's kind of, like he's just a regular average Joe guy.
Yeah, but he's ripped. Like
on the cartoons.
Toby was not ripped, bro.
He was not.
Yo, I'm talking about the last 3 Spider-Mans. Oh boy. Is got
Okay, Tom Holland. He's the exception.
He's the exception. I'll give you that. But Tobey Maguire was frail, small, skinny little white boy.
and the other guy, what's his name from the other guy from the other movies, the other Spider-Man movies?
I don't know his name. That's just like the kid that was in the first Transformers movie. He was frail and small too. You know what I mean? So I ain't that.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yes.
Yo, y'all. I think
hey,
y'all.
Kate. Hey. He's saying that guy like it's not Shia LaBeouf. Like.
All right. So you have Andrew Garfield. You've got
that guy.
You have Tobey Maguire, and then I don't know who the rest of these guys are, but
Andrew and Toby were not ripped. So I feel like he
was ripped. Like, I hate the fact that I'm being dragged into a conversation talking about the physical fitness of abs. This is horrible. Like, I hate
it. Andrew was a little bigger than Toby was, but Toby was small and frail.
Yo, even if you've seen the last joint where all of them were on screen at the same time, I'm not saying that they're built like The Rock. What I am saying is that they're physically fit. Like, you know what I mean? They got the washboard abs. They've got the basic muscles. They're not huge, but they're like, for their size, they're fit.
They're not bulky. They're just
regular guys.
Right. That's not how regular. Yo, Jalen, just because your husband ripped like a superhero, that's not how normal.
Not.
Us, the rest of us guys.
He's literally
not. Again.
You know what I'm saying? We just got guts and butts out here. Like, we ain't a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? There ain't a whole lot. You know, Mastermind ain't lifting no cars. You understand me? Like we just regular people.
I won.
So anyway, so all right. So everybody has gone. Jalen, did you have any particular black actor from Black Hollywood that you feel like should be a part of this?
Yes. Lauren Lott. Put her somewhere in Wakanda.
Who?
I love her. Lauren Lott. She's an actress, a very beautiful actress.
What was she in?
What was she in? She was in like a couple of like shows.
That's her.
Did you pull it up?
Yeah, she's on the screen. The screen now.
Oh, okay.
All right. Anna Valentine, a Wesley Christmas, favorite son, binged death. I've never heard of any of these films.
That's what I say. Like she was in a couple of things, but like nothing like really big.
Oh, the Tubi crowd loves her.
What about the chick that
But
played
she's a
in the
good
Woman King?
actress.
Star Trek Renegades.
You talking about Viola Davis?
Yo, what is?
Yes.
What,
You so amazing.
yo, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I
was saying, what about the chick? And what about the chick and that did the Woman King? But she called it out, Viola Davis, and I said she's so amazing for knowing those names because I don't. I'm just an ignorant person that watches the movies.
These are A-list actors.
Yeah. That don't matter to me.
Viola Davis says she wants to be in the MCU.
Yeah,
ready.
As she should be.
Wait, she's on. It was Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I was like, wasn't she in one? But it was Suicide Squad.
No comment. That's all I got to say about that. All right, Kate. Is there any actor or black actress that you want to be a part of the Black Panther universe?
Let me try to think of some people.
All right, I'll vote Mastermind be added into the Black Panther universe. He's already in Atlanta. He already has a relationship with Tyler Perry Studios, so it shouldn't be a whole lot of paperwork. They should be able to get him right in.
Just slide right in. Y'all do not know how hot I was.
The walk
I
on.
could not get in the first one. That's all I wanted in life was to be in the first one.
So did you kind of like hit the gym and start bulking up?
I ain't
like
do nothing. They didn't need none of that. None of that. Did you see all those people in the special effects when they was doing the fight to the death, sitting on the mountains and all that kind of stuff? Not one person exercised for that. No. They barely had. Look, unless you was one of them kids in the first scene in Oakland, there was no throwaway characters. Everybody in that movie was essential. There was no extras, no day players, unless you was in Oakland in that first opening scene, and that was it.
Yeah, true, man. True. You gotta get on the phone, man. You gotta get to talking to some people. You know what I mean? Part 3 coming. You can get into part 3.
Oh, we got the politics because we might not get no more. So I was just like, look, I've had a few MCU auditions. They make you sign an NDA just for the audition. You have to sign that NDA. So now that what was it? It was the series, the Winter Soldier and the Falcon. Audition for that NDA. Anything for Marvel now, just for an audition, you are signing that NDA before you even get the script to audition for. So just imagine how they treating you when you get on set. It's crazy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are in the presence of greatness, ladies. And you know what I mean? Let's just not forget that,
Stop it. Who
knows what he signed NDAs for? Like what OnlyFans accounts he's working on the side. I'm just playing. All right, just all right. I'm sorry, I couldn't help that.
This is a children's show.
This is definitely not a children's show. All right. So let's.
What show did you think we was doing today, sir?
Oh, this is not it. This is not the one for the kids. Oh, my fault. I'm on the wrong.
The kids should be in bed.
Yeah, I should
BBC is
actually.
for the children.
All right, so it's time to get serious. Beyonce could be a murderer, and let's talk about it.
The song "Daughter" on Beyonce's Cowboy Carter album.
I love that one.
Well, it's potentially
I love that one.
a murder confession about Jay-Z's mistress, Kathy White.
What?
Yeah, buckle up. On August 28th, 2011, Beyonce announced her pregnancy at the MTV VMAs.
Iconic.
On January 7th, 2012, Blue Ivy was born into this world. In 2016, Beyonce dropped Lemonade. Now, as we all know, Lemonade was a true album about infidelity. Jay-Z was rumored to have a very long time mistress. It was well known in the industry. People knew of Kathy White because of Jay-Z, okay? Yikes. So here's where it gets a little crazy. Kathy White was known to be pregnant in 2011. Shortly after giving birth, Kathy died mysteriously in her apartment of a brain aneurysm.
I have a feeling this is related.
Okay. Now, even though we saw Beyonce's bump publicly, there's a video of Beyonce sitting down for an interview and her whole stomach just deflates in the video. And it's very weird.
This is crazy.
If you listen to Daughter, the song completely illustrates a murder confession. The lyrics in the song say, "Your body laid out on these filthy floors, your bloodstains on my custom coutures. Bathroom attendant let me right in. She was a big fan. I tried to stay cool, but your arrogance disturbed my solitude. Now I ripped your dress and you're all black and blue. Look what you made me do." So fans are speculating that Beyonce...
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are we convicting Beyonce? Obviously not, because no woman is ever going to go against,
Guilty. Guilty.
I would like to say...
Where do I put
my timeline?
I would like to say those aren't really good lyrics.
Guilty.
But go
Guilty.
laying on the floor,
Oh,
on my couture.
Oh.
You could have done that. Could have been done. First of all, Beyonce don't write all of her songs. It was probably the Dream that wrote those lyrics, and she probably made a few little amendments. But I'm not even here to debate that. I want the ladies to come first. You know what I mean?
Guilty.
Like, how do y'all feel about it? Shut up, Hill. All right, Kate, take it away.
I mean, it could be true. I'm not a part of the Beehive or anything like that, but rumors and whatnot. I heard Beyonce was a witch. Like one of her band people said it a while back. And then everything that's going on with Diddy and whatnot, Jay-Z and Beyonce are kind of closely, into that and whatnot. So who knows? Possibly,
But doesn't every girl go through a witch phase at some point in their life? I feel like female development, it always comes between like 22 and 28, where y'all be experimenting and trying to figure stuff out. I mean, unless you're just like a hardcore holy roller. When you out here, you'd be like, oh yeah, wearing all black and a bunch of weird jewelry, this obsession with candles, and then like the psychology, horoscopes and all of that stuff. It's just like, it's like witch work until you just later on go, this is dumb. Once you really get grown, you be like, ain't nobody got time for this book.
I must still not be grown.
See? You know what I mean? Some people lay into it and stay into it. You know what I mean? So, Jay, what about you?
I feel like if she did do those things, she probably wouldn't sing about it. I would think, but you never know. I don't know.
Maybe it's her guilty conscience where she
did it. Whatever goes on in the dark always comes to light. So
not really.
She did
okay. Mastermind.
Does that mean that Blue Ivy is the white girl's mama? I mean, baby.
That's what my question was. I was like, so I'm like,
wow, that child looks just like her parents.
Look, they said her stomach deflated, then the white girl went missing, and now all of a sudden Beyonce pregnant.
Right, and they said that the chick had the child. So you killed the girl. What happened to the child? Was she a cousin now?
So that's interesting because the child looks like Jay-Z. Don't really look like Beyonce.
Yes, she does.
Nah.
She looks like her.
No, she don't.
Nah.
Jay has
You know,
pulled
if
us
you're
down
around
this
a person,
rabbit hole already.
goddamn. You know, if you're around a person for a long period of time, you start to look like them, though. Like, you know, step parents start to look like their kids, and people's dogs look like each other. So
Jesus.
she definitely looks like Jay-Z, though. I'll say that.
Just like Jay-Z. Don't look like Beyonce. Jay-Z.
Yeah, that's definitely Jay-Z child. I ain't gonna lie
Guilty.
to you. Like, I hate to say that is one beautiful ugly baby. You know what I mean? Everybody.
Jesus
She's a cute
Christ.
girl now.
Nice.
What? All right.
She's definitely
Whatever.
a cute girl now.
I mean, you know.
He
whatever.
trying to get that beehive smoke for real. I mean, he just
Yeah, I don't want
he's
no
just like,
part.
you know
He's
how
trying
you
to get
can
us
run up
shut
these
down.
numbers by
Exactly.
talking
I
about the
want-
beehive.
Yeah, for the record, I want zero beehive smoke. I don't want to have nothing to do with whatever y'all do.
Now
But
cut that part out.
We live, baby.
We said nothing. Nothing was said here. Nothing to see here.
all right. I'm
That
assuming-
ain't your mama.
Nothing to see here.
All right. So moving on. You know what? This is a prime example of a coworker putting you into awkward positions and causing unrest in the workplace. So let's try. Yo, what do we have to? All right. So this is a company or that can help you deal with unruly coworkers.
Do you have a punk ass coworker that's always being passive aggressive via email? Passive aggressive support this Lee who we spinning the block on today. Here at Hood Tech, we have trained engineers to help you respond professionally. She started off the email with for future reference. Basically, she's saying she ain't gonna repeat herself. First, you wanna focus on direct and calm communication. Per our last conversation is wild disrespectful. All right, let's stay calm. Just respond. I appreciate you bringing it to my attention. Next, you want to acknowledge their feelings without engaging in the negativity. If it was me, I wouldn't put up with that shit. Respectfully. Try saying, I understand your point. Let's make sure we have that on the meeting agenda. Lastly, you should redirect the conversation to a solution-oriented approach. Wow. All right, let's try this. Every Wednesday, she goes to lunch at the pizza shop on 8th Ave. I can't tell you what to do when you get there, but make sure you don't forget to take off your earrings.
I like that dude.
So my question to y'all is, have you ever dealt with aggressive coworkers or out of pocket coworkers, and how did you deal with that in particularly? You know what I'm saying?
All the time. All the time. I just ignore them. And I just ignore them. That tends to make them more angry. That tends to make them more angry. I mean, I deal with it all the time. Being in the position I'm in, a lot of people don't like the things I say and the things that they got to do based on their job title. But it's either you do it or you don't. You just walk away and ignore the bitching. It is what it is.
That's a fact. I respect that. What about you, Mastermind? You've been in the workplace a long time.
No, I'm the same way because I like my jobs or whatever, and so I ain't got time to feed into that. It gets it's frustrating. I got to ignore them, but if I need to, I'll come home and just download with my wife. Be like, you old boy at work. Oh, he was on one today. Get that off my chest and keep it moving. I ain't never had to put my hands on nobody, but I think I did. Well, no, that was a youngster. He was just got on my nerves, and I went off on him just a little bit, and he looked at me like, "Look, man, it had to be said, man. You was getting on my nerves." I'm not gonna say what I said because then I'd be incriminated. I don't know what the statute of limitations is.
I respect that. Jalen, you work in the educational field, so I'm quite sure there's plenty of people that's pissed you off.
Oh man, administration, parents, grandparents, siblings. Yeah, a lot of them. But Honestly, you gotta kill people with kindness. People, I mean, honestly, people hate that shit. They either love it or they hate it. They're like, they might be like, oh, and then they'll feel stupid for like how they come at you. But the other people, it just like irritates them. Like it just brings like the demon out of them. Like they just like
No,
they
agreed.
lose their shit. But I don't know, like, and sometimes you just gotta show them like who you are. Like you gotta show them like, okay, you know, I know my shit. You sound stupid, but in the most professional way. And this is what it is. And this is what it ain't. Yeah.
That's a fact. Okay, Kate.
Facts. I'm kind of on the same page. I feel like I can't recall too many situations where like I've had coworkers that have gotten on my nerves. Like, you know, I've been in a place for a while where, you know, I kind of bring on most of my people. And I feel like I have like a good intuition. Like I hear about people that's been hired elsewhere that interview with me, and I'm like, I knew there was a reason I didn't want to hire you. You know what I mean? So there's been times where I had to bring it to work, like, hey, we can't do that. You ain't going to talk to me no kind of way, you know, still saying it in a professional sense, you know. I think the most irritating human interaction was when I was like more so dealing with customers. But again, you have to kill them with kindness, you know. Some people say like my tone kind of changes a little bit. I talk to like people like, you know, a little differently. So it's the same thing. Either they love it, they want to come to me all the time now. They're requesting me like, oh, I like you. You know, what's your name? Or, you know, oh, I don't like her. And that's fine. You don't have to come back. Go somewhere else.
So I always looked at dealing with customers, and when I was doing customer service, as a challenge, like how much I could kill you with kindness. Like I want them to come in as ignorant and grateful as they possibly can, because I want to see if I can dismantle it and get them down to like a little kitten. So like, you know, that's just something I took on as an active thought process while I was in that space, and it made my job a lot easier, and it made it fun. Whereas before I would be stressed or scared to a certain extent. And then when people started coming in angry, it became like my pleasure to like this is my little, you're my Rubik's Cube for the day. Let me see if I can break you down. Not in a like disrespectful way, but just in a way where, you know, we could get you to like, all right, be happy when you leaving out the door. And then sometimes it never happens. And that's when I really go, man, you really do need a hug. You need Jesus. And sometimes I'll be like, do you need a hug? Like, it seems like you really angry because it ain't really that serious. And then a lot of times they end up looking stupid. So I would say on my job, when people get on my nerves, I just fire them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyway, yeah, I have zero tolerance. Like my like construction is stressful enough as it is. And I tell everybody this, like, bro, we are just trying to get through the day and get what we got to get done. Relax. Like everybody's going to eat. Everybody's going to go home. So just chill. Like it shouldn't really be no reason for like screaming and arguing and fussing. Like, and then I've got a dad that does that, and we can't get rid of him as much as we want to sometimes. So you just kind of gotta like, let him say whatever he says, and then when he leaves, then we can get back to work. So anyway, we're gonna move on now, because in co-working situations, we always need what? Cell phones. So I was doing a deep dive a couple of months ago, and I don't know if I brought this to one of the other podcasts, but we got into, I know I wanted to have a discussion about cell phones. Now, I grew up pre-cell phones. See, I was an adult when cell phones came out. So cell phones was like a new thing. It was like, for you guys, social media. Y'all were kind of grown when social media came out, and y'all were kind of like navigating it, and pretty much a lot of y'all got sucked into it. But me being grown in college, experiencing cell phones for the first time, I've had the pleasure of seeing a whole bunch of variations of cell phones before we got to what unfortunately is every phone being the same phone every year. And there's not a lot of variation. Let me give you guys some examples. And I hope everybody has their list together of their favorite individual phones. My first favorite cell phone was a Nokia 5100. Okay, so this is not the first cell phone I owned, but this was the first cell phone that I really enjoyed. because the first cell phone I had was a Sprint phone, and it was really big as hell. It barely fit in my pocket. The battery was crazy big, and I couldn't do wasn't no games on there. It wasn't nothing cool about it. It was just a phone. You got it free when Sprint was trying to rape you in freshman year. You go sign the paperwork, get your free phone, and it's crap. But this phone had games. This phone, you could replace the cover plate, you could replace the antenna, you could do so much with it. And it was the first phone where I could really customize it and I could make it my own. I could entertain myself with it. Being able to save phone numbers. And I think text messaging even came along within the time period of this. This was a special phone for me. Second special phone, and look how different we are. Look at the differences. Look at that. The BlackBerry. How different is that from the first one I fell in love with? Completely different layout, completely different functionalities, but it was beautiful. You had email, you had access to the internet. You know what I'm saying? There was tons of organizational elements in it, completely different from my Nokia. And then I was like, you know what? I'm in the entertainment industry. I need to spice it up some. So then I get the almighty Sidekick. Sidekick, y'all know the Sidekick, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was lit for the time period. Really
that
fun.
Sidekick hit like crack.
It hit like crack.
God.
Love the Sidekick. Oh my God. And then let's see, my number 4 is, a lot of you guys don't know about this, but Windows had their own phone. And this was kind of like the Windows version of a BlackBerry, but it was super powerful because I could download videos, I could edit videos, I could upload videos. It was like the first thing. It was the first phone that was really a computer phone. Like you could run software on it. It had apps on it. It had a lot of different, and it had storage. It had a lot of storage space. It's also had the first, well, not the first, because my Sidekick was the first one that had music. But this is one of the first joints where I used it to have music and play music. I didn't really use the Sidekick for music. And then last but certainly not least is currently I use a different iteration of this. This is the first Galaxy Samsung phone. I had that. And that was the last phone I fell in love with. Every other phone has just been literally a carbon copy of the same phone. I've had for the last 15 years the same phone. It's just been a Samsung number up. So that was the Samsung Galaxy 1. Now I'm at 23, 25, Samsung 25. And not saying that I don't love my Samsung, but like, what happened to the variety? Look at how different these phones looked. And now I'm stuck now with the same freaking boring screen. So anyway, that's all I'm saying. All right, let me shut up. I want to go around. I'm going to give Mastermind his opportunity. Sir, what were you? I only asked y'all to do 3. I did 5. I'm sorry. But I only asked y'all to do 3. What were your 3 favorite cell phones?
When you was going down memory lane, I was just like, man, I know I was late to the party and getting like a cell phone. And so when you was telling your story, I think I just had a pager or whatever. And I remember my homeboy, he had a cell phone. And every time somebody would call, names would pop up on the screen. And so I was just like, oh, that's fine. So how does the phone know who's calling you? So I didn't know that you programmed that stuff. I just thought somebody called you because he would have people listen to this, that girl from the club, that girl from the other night in his phone. So I was just like, how the heck that's popping up? But anyway, my 3 phones, I've been with Verizon. I was with Verizon since 2000. I rock with them.
You're the reason why they still in business. You've been that loyal.
2000 until what year is this? This is 2025.
Yes, sir.
I think I did not jump over until 2023, and my wife was just like, "Why don't you leave Verizon?" I was just like, "Man, I'm loyal to you. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, if I have an issue, I just call Verizon. You know what I'm saying?" But now I'm with Xfinity Mobile, so really like them. And so when I changed over as a birthday gift, my wife decided, you know what, I'm gonna get you an iPhone. Now because I needed a new phone anyway, So she got me an iPhone. The only reason I got an iPhone is because she got it. And so that's my number 3. I was just like, I see how it can work. I use my iPhone to do all my auditions. When I have to do like a self-tape, I'm using my iPhone. All right, that's my number 3. My number 2, it's one of those early Samsung Galaxies. So once I was with Verizon, it pretty much straight Samsung. My number 1 is the Samsung Galaxy Edge. When that Edge came out, I was just like, yo, I like that. I can keep my cover closed, laid down, and text message come through. I'm like, I can just read it on the side. I was just like, okay, then I see you. They only had that for like one generation, but
Yeah.
I like that. I like that Edge. But if it gets cracked or damaged, it was a wrap. It was no saving that phone. But I enjoyed the Edge.
Okay, Jalen.
Okay. Wait, can I present from my computer or
You
can
could.
I tell you?
Yeah, just tell me what you want.
You gotta pull this one up.
Okay,
So
got you.
this one's I'm gonna go from my favorite first, and then or should I go from least favorite to?
You do you, boo.
Whichever.
Okay. So the first one, I'm gonna build up to my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, I have 4 actually, is the Motorola Razr, which I'm surprised nobody has mentioned yet. Everybody needed a Razr at this point in time when the Razr was out. It came in all sorts of colors, and it was like very flat and wide.
Word.
The Sanyo.
Yeah, I'm about to pull it up. I'm sorry. Give me just.
Oh no, you're fine. It's only one that like really needs to be like.
Yeah, she said that's not the phone that she wanted to show everybody, but she thanks you for your hard work.
Absolutely.
All right, so the next one.
Okay, so the next one is the Sanyo, however you pronounce it, PM 8200. It was a Sprint. Well, I don't know. I think it was just for Sprint. Just like a regular Sprint flip phone. It had a camera on it. It was like around the time where like you could go to like Claire's or Icing and you could get the like rhinestone stickers. You could put it on your phone and all of the things that had the antenna that used to make the little clicky sound. Yeah. Great phone. Loved it. Mine was pink, and then I had a red one. So yeah. The next one was a BlackBerry Curve. That was the first phone that I ever bought myself with my own money. Bought it from Sam's Club. Yeah, I was in middle school. So
wait a minute, is that did you have the one with the leather back on it?
The first one, like the original one that's on the left side, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that one.
No, the second one. I
had
the one with the ball. Yeah, it was the one on the other one.
That one.
No, that was the second one I had. I had both of those. I had that one and the other one next to it, the one on the right. But yeah, that one was that was like my first, like the first phone that could take screenshots. Well, that I had, but you had to download an app, and I had the screen muncher, and it was like a little monster, and it goes, and it would like take the screenshot. It would like bite it, and it would leave a watermark. But yeah, the first screenshot, and then it would have like a little a light that you could program it to like flash different colors for different people who text you, so it would like light up when somebody texts you when your phone was on silent. And I had all the ringtones on there. But number 1, this is the best phone I have ever owned. This was the Samsung Upstage.
Samsung Upstage. I've never heard of that. Hold on, let me see. Wow. I've never seen this before. This is crazy. Look at that.
It was cool. It was so cool. So you gotta
What
see
the
it.
heck is this?
Yo, I ain't never seen that before. What? That is super cool.
So this was probably like around like 2007, 2008. The phone, it was like a MP3 player on one side, phone on the other side,
That
had
ain't
the
nothing but
dual
the
screen. Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. And then the screen, like the little, like the side with the long screen had like, you know how the iPods had the little round thumb thing where you could scroll like with your thumb and it would
Yeah.
like it had something like the keypad thing was like kind of like that. And then it had a charging thing, like an extra battery case that came with it. So you would charge it and it had like the extra battery. Real cool. Somebody stole it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh man. Kate, it's on you, babe. What's your top 3?
Yo, we sound old, yo.
Guess what? You are.
All right. I'm gonna go in like a timeline. So my first one would be my Nokia. It was a 3310. So that was like, it wasn't my first phone, because actually my first phone was like this track phone that had like a flashlight. But that was probably like I think that was probably like my second phone. But
this little thing. This is a cool little phone, man.
it was indestructible. It had
You
like
can't kill that thing.
Snake and shit. Snake was my shit. I still love Snake. That's my favorite game.
Yo, the battery life on that joint lasted for like 4 days.
I had
I remember that phone. That phone lasted for like 4 days without needing a charge.
And
They gonna find that phone in the archaeology to go dig, and it's still gonna be working.
I'm telling you, like, and it was definitely one of those where you could actually fit it in your pocket comfortably. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the older ones, they were so tall, you know what I mean, and kind of bulky. So that was the first one. It was like you could easily put it in your pocket, keep it moving. But shout out to you. Yes, I love that one.
Next, I had the Motorola Nextel.
Ooh.
That was also, my shit. One of my first few phones and whatnot. That's when everybody really started getting ringtones and whatnot. We had ringback tones and shit. So I'm pretty sure I had like Neo. I had Ludacris. That was free nights and weekends.
Oh man,
it was a great time,
After
man.
9 o'clock.
I had free nights and weekends back in 2000. Actually, no, I had it in 98. But the night started at 9. Now, that was my freshman year of college. Like I told y'all, Sprint was on every college campus. And they used to have a table. See, the college campus is the first week of college. Every credit card company had a table. The cell phone company had a table. All these, because they was trying to get the young black people. You just turning 18,
the
so
banks have a table.
Yeah, so they got you. Oh, you can get you a phone and a frisbee, and I'll be like, damn. I'll tell you how dumb we was as kids. I want a hat. I want a frisbee. Sign up. Yeah, if you sign up right here, you might get a credit card, and we'll give you a book bag or whatever. Ooh, anything free because I'm poor as hell. You ain't never had nothing, so you go and grab it. You don't even think nothing of it. Next thing you know, in the mail, credit card in the mail with a $600 credit line, you know what I'm saying, or $1,000 credit line, and then you ain't never had credit a day in your life, and you done ran the whole thing up anyway. So anyway, I'm sorry. I apologize. That was me flashing back to old times.
Flashback.
All right. Was this the last one, Kate?
No, that was my 2.
Oh, you didn't have a third one?
No, I was just saying I was still going.
Okay, my bad.
No, you're good. I want to say shortly after that, I think I had like a Sony Ericsson and like some other Android phones, but then I became a Galaxy girl. I think my first Galaxy phone was, I think, the Edge. And I've been a Galaxy girl like ever since. So I went from the Edge to the Note, and then now I can't get rid of the Flip. Like I've had like the Flip for like a minute. I want the Fold, but like I feel like the flip just kind of fits me. It fits my aesthetic, and it's nice. It's cute. It just fits in my pocket. Whereas the other one is a little bit longer. So
Got you.
Definitely the flip has been like, that's my top. That's my favorite now, at least.
All right, and let's see who's left.
What's the durability like on that phone? Are you scared of breaking it?
No. Like I think I had the third one, and then I think this is the 5, and it's still good. Like I just want the newer one just because it's newer. I don't necessarily need a new phone though.
So believe it or not, the flip right now is like Samsung's top phone right now.
I can see.
Oh, I have no doubt. I have no doubt in my mind.
Like everybody is like living on the flip right now.
Yeah, I have a lot of people, like it's good.
Yeah, it's something different, bro. I'm telling you, I'm so tired of this stupid ass flat phone. It looked the same. It ain't no difference. It's just boring. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of the same looking phone. And they keep saying you get one new feature. Let me tell you something. I haven't used any of the new features in the last 7 years. Oh, you can split the screen in half and you can run multiple programs at the same. I don't use none of that shit. I
do.
Use none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, but I don't. So like, go ahead, Pill. So you
gotta be able to watch porn and scroll through social media at the same time.
Give us your 3 phones, sir.
So
I can see why that's.
So my very first phone, I don't have model numbers or nothing like that. It was a Virgin Mobile, free after 9, just like we all said. Very, very first Virgin Mobile phone. Virgin that was mobile. That was me at the time. But let me see. Yeah, Virgin that was mobile at the time. But yeah, that was my very first.
I had that. I had that phone. I liked it. I had that phone. I liked it. I had a couple Virgin Mobile. Hey man, when life get hard and your credit was bad and you couldn't get no regular service, shoot, it was either Boost or it was Virgin Mobile. And sometimes I'd be flipping back and forth between them. Like I ain't like Mastermind. I couldn't afford to be loyal because loyalty costs money. I ain't had
Loyalty
no money.
costs money.
So
then
Yo, I
So
am
then
still mad because when I bought my phone, they had like a $100 or $200 rebate or whatever. All I had to do was mail it in. I never mailed my receipt in, and and to this day, I still think about that money. I was just like, man.
So then,
go ahead.
Good. So then I joined the Nokia family, and that one phone that Kate pulled up, that was dope. And then I had a black and silver flip Nokia phone. That was the very first flip phone I had, and that was like I felt like I was the shit. I could snap it closed and the whole 9 yards. That was the shit for me. It was black and silver. I can't give you a model number, but it was like kind of thick, kind of bulky. But it was a good time. Yep, there it is. It's gone. Wait, scroll down.
What did I do? What I did with it? But don't worry about it.
It was. Yeah. So then, yep, there it is. Yep. So then after that, we got into my days of flip chirp. The 730, the i37, the i730 was probably my favorite. My favorite chirp phone. Boost Mobile. You hit it $1 a day. So I used to wake up early in the morning just to hit it and hit the button at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I knew the dollar was spent for the whole day, and then go back to sleep. And then because if I
maximizing his money, what?
Yeah, I had to. If I woke up and if I didn't hit it till like 12 o'clock and I still hadn't hit it, I just wouldn't hit it all day. I would save that dollar and just wouldn't talk to nobody that day. Money was hard. But And that joint had a speaker on the front, so it was extra loud with all the custom ringtones that you could get. That was my joint back in the day. And then it was ridiculous. And then I'll stop at my BlackBerry Citron. I had a BlackBerry Citron. It was the smaller ones of the BlackBerry, but I'm gonna agree that I really enjoyed my BlackBerry when I had my BlackBerry. BlackBerry was shit. And then the Edge, I'm not gonna be the dead horse and say the Edge, but that was probably my first Samsung phone as well. And the Note, between the Edge and the Note, the first Note, completely amazing.
Boy,
So
black people love that Note, man. I can't. Ooh,
yeah,
they started talking about Samsung and that Note, man. What?
yeah,
I never had
that,
one,
My grandma put me
yeah,
onto the Note.
yeah, that Note did it. But the BlackBerry Citron is going to round out my three, and then the Note is what changed my life in the same song.
Ooh, you bougie BlackBerry people. I see you.
Do y'all remember
BlackBerry.
Break Breaker, the game Break Breaker
Yep.
on
Breaker, yep.
BlackBerry?
Oh, this is
That
lit. Well, I mean,
spent lots of time on that game.
I probably spent maybe 10 years working at cell phone stores. So like but the only reason why I was able to acquire Blackberries is because I worked there and was able to get like the lace up on the joint. And I used to get the most expensive Blackberry, like the one with the leather on the back. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. That's the only phone I would go back to right now. Like I would go back to a Blackberry. And
I
I
could go Blackberry.
if I could
that.
find a fly BlackBerry, I would go back to it in 2025 and had a keyboard and the whole nine and be just as and get me a little holster. Oh my God, I ain't had a holster in a million years. I used to have a little simple.
Oh, I definitely go back to the Samsung. I'm gonna ride this phone until the wheels fall off. You know, they always talk about every 6 months they do an update. My phone ain't slowed down yet.
That again.
So until this thing starts smoking, I'm gonna use this thing up, then use it as a camera and the computer.
I could definitely do BlackBerry over again. I could also do my Boost Mobile all over again. Like I felt like if everybody got a Nextel chirp, that shit would be dope. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I remember
I'd bring it back.
they have a chirp app, but niggas don't use it. Like I had
It's not
it.
the same.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah, I had
It's
like
not
a
the
little
same as physically having the phone. Like it was just something about having the phone.
Y'all know what phone that I always wanted but never had?
What?
The LG chocolate. They used to advertise the shit out of that phone. Like it used to be commercials all the time.
LG chocolate phone. Was it edible? Could you eat it? No. Oh, look at this little thing. There wasn't nothing special about this.
But they used to like the advertising was just like on point.
No, they can make you feel some kind of way about a phone. You see them commercials, but they ain't get me.
What were you watching? Rap City, 106 in Park?
Probably. When I tell you that they used to advertise them everywhere, and the commercials used to be very like it would make you want the phone.
Okay, so we're gonna have to wrap up in a little bit, and I want to get to this last topic. You know what I mean? The other thing that I had y'all create lists for, and I have an example video of one of the things I recently saw this in the last 48 hours, and I was like, yo, I'll have to do this.
Making experience in Kyoto where you can forge your own throwing stars and other ninja tools. This workshop takes place on a traditional Japanese property where instructors will show you how to design and make things like shuriken, kunai, and blades. The experience is super hands-on, so you'll get to learn the entire process over the course of 2 to 3 hours and even test out your new tools right away. There's also options to add handles and engravings, and you can bring everything home in nice wooden boxes which look really cool as a display. You can book this workshop on Klook using the link below. All the details are in the description, and follow for more Japan recommendations.
Yo, taking a class to make weapons in 2 to 3 hours. Oh my God. Yo, that is everything. So that brought me to the question I wanted to bring to the Megapod. What 3 things are on your bucket list? I have to do this. You know, hey, I'm gonna take some time off. I'm gonna go on vacation and I'm going to do it. It doesn't, I mean, whatever it is, this is all everybody. So I'm gonna start backwards this time. Pill. 3 activities. Activities. Don't say I want to go to Jamaica. That's not an activity. That's a location. 3 activities you want to do on vacation before you die.
So I would like to go ATV riding one time. Um,
I respect that.
I think that forging class was pretty dope. Like I'm a nerd for shit like that. Like I've watched the show Forge with Fire, shit like that, and I'll sit and watch that shit. So I'm a nerd for shit like that, and so I think that shit is cool. So I'll add that to my list. That was dope. I appreciate that. Um, I'm it's not too much. It's not too much I can say off the top of my head that I could say I have to do this or this is something because I'm more of a I have to see this kind of person. Like there are places I want to see than things I would like to do more. You know what I mean? That's just where I'm at with it.
Okay. All right, Kate.
I feel that. I feel like I don't necessarily have specific activities, but I do have like, I want to go a lot of places. So I feel like when I go to different places, I want to do something like, something new, something that I can't do anywhere else, like something I can't do in Maryland type shit. Something like that, something that's like, super relaxing, maybe like reading, chilling, you know what I mean? That's like I like chilling and relaxing, maybe by the beach, you know. And then something like an activity, like something that's still kind of chill, but like a class or an activity. Like, I know like when I was like when I went to Jamaica, I wanted to do the riding the horses by the beach. Like it's still kind of relaxing, but it's still like an activity. So like if I could do those 3 things wherever I go, I'm cool.
Okay, I love that. All right, Jalen.
Okay, so the first thing would be ziplining through a rainforest. I was supposed to do that a few years ago in Puerto Rico, but something with COVID and everything was blocked off. They weren't doing the tour that takes you up to where you zipline from. But I really want to do that. And I had a broken arm, so I couldn't do it anyway. Yeah. So another thing that I want to do, I want to go to Thailand and go to like one of the they have like the floating market. So you're like in the boat and you go to different like vendors and get food. Yeah, that's really cool. And then the third thing, what did I say the third thing was? I've never been parasailing, so I think that's something that I would want to do.
I like that. I like that adventurous stuff. Stuff that I'm not going to do. Shout out to you. Okay, Mastermind. Our great thespian. What are the 3 things you want to do activity wise on vacation or any other thing?
Yeah, no, because this is you explained it well now. So I was thinking, well, what I want to do when I go on vacation. What kind of vacation? Because I have the vacations where I'm with my family, my daughter and my wife. And my daughter loves the outdoors and animals, so it would be something centered around that. And then if I ain't got to do nothing, rest is so underrated. You know what I'm saying? Especially like, okay, so me and my wife, we got married on a cruise ship, and I think we went to the Bahamas. Bahamas or Jamaica, one of them, right? Where is Atlantis? The Bahamas.
It's in the Bahamas.
All right, so yeah,
Okay.
so and we separated like the day that we docked. Most of my family and friends, there people in the wedding party, they got on jet skis or whatever and went to Atlantis. Meanwhile, me and the diva, we found a secluded spot somewhere, and it was just our own little spot. There was little water, some cheese, it's secluded, and that was just everything to us. So my first thought was I would like to go to some kind of secluded island to just where we can just explore some small. It ain't got to be a big island. Just something really small. First time somebody discovering it or whatever. Something that just could be just me and the wife, and we can just explore and have fun. I think that would be kind of cool. I've always wanted to go to Switzerland. It was a point when I was living in Dallas. My mom was going to have an opportunity to move to Switzerland. She told us, hey, we might move to Switzerland. So ever since then, that's the reason I learned French in high school, because part of Switzerland, they speak French, and like in Bern, Switzerland. And so I would really like to go to Switzerland and just check that out, just to see what life is like. So that is still on one of my bucket lists. But then if I'm hanging out with my cousins, we always have to, it's a tradition, we find like expensive steakhouse, and we have like a family, we dress up, have a family dinner or whatever. We definitely try to get out and do something we've never done before. So whatever city we in, we try to see and do something that that city is known for, and just get out of your comfort zone and have a fun time. So I try to be, depending on who I'm with, I'm trying to be fluid as far as, all right, I'm down for an adventure.
Got you. Okay. All right. Well, certainly, I mean, I'm last. So the three things, the number one is definitely forging those little thingy things. I thought that was going to be, that's phenomenal. Definitely top on my list. The secondary thing is I want to make hooch or whiskey. Like I want to go to one of those backwood spots, you know what I'm saying, with a redneck dude, white dude that probably don't like black people, but he fuck with the hooch game so much that he gonna teach a nigga. I want to do that. Hopefully not die. If I die, that's a part of the adventure. You got to do what you got to do.
He gonna blow up the distillery.
Pretty much. So yeah, I definitely want to do that. And the third thing is, and this is since I was a kid, I always wanted to go on an adventure to find gold. Now that I'm a grown person and I know how highly unlikely that it is, I would still do it. But like in Tampa, they have gold treasure hunt adventures where you would go with a group of people. They give you a map, they drop you on an island, and then like it's like a big island, and they have shit. So I want to do that. So those
like
are my
an Easter egg hunt almost.
It's kind of like that, but at the end of it, they have like fake gold, like metal nuggets in a big container. And then they have like you get prizes and stuff like that. So
I thought
like
you were talking about actually panning for gold.
No. Treasure hunt, like something the gold was already developed and put in a container, and it got lost on an island somewhere. And now you got to go to the
Indiana Jones.
Right. That's exactly the concept.
Baltimore Jones in the building.
Baltimore Jones, yeah, Bippy Jones. You know what I mean? So yeah, those are the three things, and I actually have a much longer list of crazy stuff that I want to do, and I envy and love each and every one of y'all's lists of stuff, but I never have the desire to like. I mean, I love resting, but resting only lasts me a day or two, and then I get restless, and I be like, I gotta do something. So, and that's why I'd be like, it's nice to take up activities. Like when we went to the Everglades, I thought that was super cool. You know what I mean? And I'm like with all of the white people looking at the alligators and the different animals, and I was like, yo, this is fire. Like, yeah, I do like.
So they were out. They were out.
Oh yeah. I got video and everything. You know what I'm saying? Of the alligators being out in the water, and we were in a boat and we pulled right up next to it, and it was there. So, you know what I mean? I will send some stuff to the group chat for y'all to look at. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all for making time.
Mega
pod. You know what I mean? Next month we will be back to do this again. So this is our once a month. This is supposed to be a team building exercise. And we appreciate the team for being here. And we will continue to build and make some new things happen. With that being said, we check out next time. Peace. What?
I just want to let these people know, tune in to the Indie Show tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is going down, vbclife.com. Twin Kings in the building. It's gonna be bananas. That's what.
I love it. The Indie Show, and make sure on Sundays at 6 p.m. you tune into the Black Nerd Podcast. And then we've got some more stuff coming. I can't remember. Oh, and make sure if you haven't done so, sign up on the Patreon. Go to our patreon.com/VVC Life right now. We've got a ton of new content that we just added, and we've got more coming. We love y'all. Check y'all next time. Peace.